Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I've got the Tacoma up on the lift right now because I'm driving the Honda for a few days there, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to check a few things out. If you'd seen some of the other videos, you know that I had a balance weight problem with the wheels, and this is a good opportunity to take a look and make sure they're still on there, I guess. And then also, I wanted to just kind of take a look at some of the underside of the truck here while I've got it up, and also at the exhaust there and what it's going to take to change that out. So, perfect opportunity. Let's take a look. Okay, got the light out over there. You guys can see we're going to take a look at the wheels and see if we can spy any weights on them. Go ahead and turn the light on in this one. We'll step underneath here. Right up there, you guys can see quite a number of weights on this wheel. Must have needed a lot of balancing, but you can see they're there, and I don't see any marking. Let's see, like anything has fallen off, you know, like any adhesive that might have been left over under there or anything. So I think we're golden on that wheel. I think everything is still there. Let's go over here, take a look at this one. Let's see. Different spot. We gotta go back here on the outside, and let's get the light up on there. And you can see right up there. Now this one, there are only 3 on there, and I don't see that anything has fallen off though. I don't see any leftover adhesive or any markings where there would have been more, so I'm going to assume that those, I guess there's actually 4 weights that we see there are the original weights. I don't really notice anything in the handling or anything, so I'm pretty sure that everything is okay there, but I have to pay a little more attention. Let's go around to the back. Kind of weave our way through here. Start off over on this side. Oh, right there. Well, that makes it easy. There are the weights there, and I don't feel any adhesive there. So I'm guessing that that's all the weight that was on there. They all feel good. So we do have some weights there. There are no others. I'm assuming they put them all in the same spot. Go over here to this side and same thing. You have them sitting right there. And they all feel pretty good to me. I would think if indeed they were going to be loose, they probably would have fallen off already. So all of the weights are still on. That's a good thing. Hopefully, concerns me a little bit about the driver's side front that each one of these other wheels has a lot of weight on it, and that one only has 3. I don't know if it's that big a deal. You know, we're not talking about a ton of weight, but once you start spinning the wheels, things can get a little crazier. But anyway, I think we're okay. So let's take a look at this exhaust. This is, of course, the stock exhaust that's on the truck right now. Now, it did come with a black tip, and you can see here it was an add-on. It's just held on with a clamp. Someone could take that off, and I assume have just a regular, just the regular silver rounded tip underneath. So a little bit of dressing up there on Toyota's part for this truck. It does have the blacked out package on it, I guess. But as far as taking this off, we have a hanger here, and let's get underneath. We have 2 more hangers here, so those would have to be removed. And then moving right up, we have 1 more here, it looks like. I don't believe, let's see. I don't believe there's one on the other side. No, it doesn't look like it to me. So, those are the hangers that we would have to remove. I could scoot these panels down just to make sure. That's a little bit easier. So there, those are the hangers we'd have to remove, and then of course it would be unbolted here from the pipes going forward. So with this lift, looks like it would be a fairly easy job, I think. I certainly have access under here. I could lower it just a little bit further so that I could reach, you know, just a little bit better here if I needed to, but this might actually be a good height because then I can just drop this down and then finagle it out over the rear here, and should be pretty easy to do. So the big question then is if I go with a dual exhaust. Obviously we have the hangers and everything existing now for the single, but you would have to thread the dual part of the exhaust back through here. So the aftermarket would come out here like it is right now, and then I assume it would split right off of here and then head over this way around the spare tire, and most likely I'm thinking would come out right here and then just underneath the leaf springs and exit out here on the side just like the other one does over there. And using a point of reference is this bolt here, we have the same thing over here, so I assume it would come out right there the same way as that one does. So doesn't look like too difficult of a job to me. Just have to lift that muffler down. Those are quite heavy, by the way. The stock ones, as you can see, are pretty good size as compared to the aftermarket. The aftermarket, I would say, is probably about half to a third the size of that muffler. So obviously much easier to handle once you get this one off. Not that it'd be a big deal. I've done these before. Certainly something you can do on your own, but just kind of have to wrestle it a little bit. Not a big deal. Now, one more thing I wanted to look at while I'm under here. Obviously looking around for any kind of drips or leaks or anything like that. And I'm not seeing anything, of course, back here. There's really not a lot of things that could be leaking except the universal joint right here. I suppose that's possible. I don't see any evidence of any kind of leaks or anything like that. Gas tank there. Let's go up a little bit further. Slide these panels out of the way. Not seeing any evidence, and there shouldn't be. I mean, it's a brand new truck. I wouldn't expect anything to be leaking under here, and obviously there isn't any. So that's a good thing. Let's, one more thing I wanted to look at while we're under here. Slide these back into place. These are just to keep any fluids or anything from dripping down on the car below, so pretty cool. But let's go take a look at the skid plate that's on here. You notice here it's just a black factory plate. You can get a TRD plate. I could take this thing off and paint it or something if I wanted to dress things up a little bit. I don't know, we'll have to see. What do you guys think? Should I do something with that? I was also considering putting a bull bar on the front of this. I've had those on other trucks. I think they're pretty cool. They are non-functional, of course, but I think it adds, you know, to the front of the truck and would look pretty cool on here. One in black, I think. Obviously not chrome. One final thing to take a look at. Some people have mentioned because of the lift, the positioning of the drive shaft. It does look to me like right here, like it's a little, and this is strange because if the whole thing was lifted, I would think this would actually even out this way a little bit. But it looks to me like it comes down at kind of a weird angle here and then shoots to the back, not straight across. Now I don't know if it comes that way, if that's just the way it came from the factory. I didn't really get a chance to see underneath the truck before I had it lifted, but I'd be curious if that is the way it's supposed to look, or should that have been dropped a bit, maybe right in here to straighten that out, or even that drive shaft joint out there a little bit, which to me would seem like all you would need is just some sort of a bigger bracket right here. But I'm not familiar with it enough to speak, and even if it is a bit off, I don't know if it's off enough to really even make a difference. You guys can see the whole span of it there, and I'll show you a look from the rear. I don't know if you can tell anything, but there's a shot of it from the rear, walking on down to the bracket there, and then on up to towards the front. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here while the truck's up in the air. Good opportunity to take a look underneath, see what's going on under here. Haven't really spent any time under the truck yet, so let me know what you guys think about the exhaust. Right now I'm heavily leaning towards the MBRP. Haven't decided whether I do a dual or not. Most likely not at this case, because or this time, because the dual would be fed out on both sides of the truck, and I'm not really looking to do that. So it would just be a single beefier sounding exhaust, if you will, for what you can get out of a 6-cylinder. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.